Hey YouTube, welcome to the Ride On 2 Garage. I am Chris, and this is a ZX6, but we're not working on this guy today. We need to do some rearranging. Cue the music. Okay, so this is the beast we're going to be working on today. We're going to be putting on heated grips, and then over top of the heated grips we've got some gel grips. We're going to put on an LED light on the front to give us better visibility at night. And up in here, this used to be a GPS, I was told, which I don't have anymore. But what I do have is my cell phone with a GPS, but I don't have a way to charge it. So we're going to put a USB charger up in here and get rid of this thing. So this was left behind by the previous owner. It was his charger for his GPS, so it runs up into here. So we're going to get rid of that and run our own wire up into there for our USB charger, which you can basically plug anything into. So in order to do that, we're going to have to get rid of a couple panels here. Maybe this one on the side, so we can pull this wire through. This one I'm just going to cut and pull it through, but to get the new wires through, we might have to take this panel off over on this side. If you can see this panel here, which probably not a big deal. No, look at that. It'll come off easy. It looks like one screw there, and then a couple of the rubber push holders, whatever you call it. I don't know the specific names of stuff. I have to remind you guys, I am not a mechanic. I am just a backyard guy that knows a little bit. I know lefty loosey, righty tighty, and then I make do from there. Whatever glue they use is pretty impressive. Okay, so now this is going to go on in its place. But before we do, I need to cut this off and then solder some new ends on. Then we'll feed it through that hole and down into where those screwdrivers are. Okay, so these two wires right here are the ones we fed through from here, going in back to here, and they go down through, come out, and wired into our new fuse panel. Ground. This one's got a ground block here, and then these are your positive sides, which we eventually pop the fuses in right there. Make sense? I think it makes sense. Now we're going to move up to the front here, and we're going to mount our LED light. far that I had to take a break. It was getting pretty late at night. So here we are for round 2. Let's finish wiring up that light, and then we'll move on to the heated grips, and then put the bike back together again. I'm gonna say there's probably a good chance this thing's gonna drop on both sides. Look at that. Well, we don't want to save these grips, so we're just gonna cut. Before we stick them on, we got to put this heat shrink tube on here. Just have an adhesive back on, you got to peel back, give that a toss, stick it on. As you can. Same thing to the other side. I'm going to put our new grips on. Now these are labeled, one definitely has a throttle side. If you look inside, one's bigger. Bigger one's going to go over the throttle tube. What I like to do is just give her a roll. Put some bit of saliva in there and give her a squish around. Now we're going to mount our switch, which I'm going to put right here. But I'm going to drill a second hole because I'm actually mounting 2 switches. So I drilled 2 pilot holes. I'm going to drill the outer one for my heated grips. And it's calling for a 13/16 hole for the rocker. Feed our wire down through with all the other wires so it looks nice and neat. On the throttle side, when you pull your wire through, you want to make sure that when you twist the throttle, you got enough, right? So I'm going to tie this up here. Go to full throttle, give myself just a hair more slack, and then that's what it ends up being. Okay, now I got my wires nicely fed through the bars where I want them to go. I'm gonna clean off these 6 ends and then put each color together. Actually, I don't even need to, look at that. If you look closely, they've already got them cleaned off. Okay, then we twist the 2 whites together. Twist the 2 blues together. Okay, these ones get this end. There. Okay, and now they're asking for these reds to go to ground. Just for the record, heat gun works way better for that shrink tube than a lighter does. I want the outer toggle. Blue is the high, and white is the low. Oops. There we go. Now, we want to feed this ground wire through to our ground block and then run a positive wire up from our fuse panel. Well, unfortunately, I've run out of black wire, so I'm gonna have to use a red wire as my ground. Hopefully it's not too confusing. Okay, I need to back that off. There, that's what I want. Okay, so we fed this wire through, so it's going to go with the battery. So if you look here, battery plus into number 30, which, I'll unplug this for a second. You see on the bottom of here, so we got 30, 85, 87, 86. So this one's 30. That's our battery one. Now, our positive accessory, which is our fuse box, is our accessory in this case. We want to plug into 87, which is this guy. So the next one we want is a ground off of here over to here. Now we plug that into our ground on the relay. Which is 86. So now all we got left is this one little tab here, which is going to be our switched. So all we need to do is find a switched power somewhere and then run from here to the switched power. So I take my test light, plug it onto a ground. See, this is going to simulate for you. So I gotta find a wire somewhere. Basically, if when I turn on the switch, light turns on, right? Pretty simple. Okay, so this one has 3 open. See, there's this one here's blocked. So what we got? This one here goes straight through. Straight through. And this one does not. It goes in so far and it stops. And we got this clip on top. So the idea is we feed the wire we want to patch in with into this hole. Okay, and then the wire we want to top off of, we're going to force in through the side here. And then when we push down on this clip, it pinches on both of them. And we fold this over, and then that feeds power from your wire that you want to patch off of over to your new wire, and then we run it to the relay. And then we plug that onto our last spot, which is our switched one at 85. So now when we turn on our key, it powers up. Key off, key on. Okay, so now we gotta pop in a couple fuses and we're good. Okay, moment of truth. No light, switch, light. Heated grips. That may take a minute. While we're waiting though, plug something into there. Charging, and I can start to feel some warmth on them grips, so yes, we've got power. Excellent. So all we got left to do now is put the bike back together. Okay, so here we go, finished product. Got our new fuse box, and we got a relay which turns the fuse box on. Grab my key here. So boom, that just clicked on here. And then up here we've got This switch runs our new LED light. You can see it lighting up the wall there. This runs our heated grips, low, high, and we got our USB charger. All set for tours. Well, there you have another episode, Ride On 2 for this week. I'm Chris, tuning out. Remember my 3 rules: ride safe, have fun, keep the shiny side up. Tune in next time for What's in the Box. What's in the box? Tell me what's in the box! Remember to find me on Instagram at ride_on2. I'm also on Twitter as iRideOn2. And of course I'm right here on YouTube at Ride On 2.